the moment we've all been waiting for. I'm finally making my first ever YouTube video. So this is going to be over my popular TikTok video. I'm going to be answering the most asked questions. So let's get into it. So first, I got this so many times. What is gastroparesis? I got you. So, gastroparesis is the paralyzation of the stomach. It means your stomach just doesn't digest food. So when you eat something, it just goes and it sits. It sucks and it's painful. Some people throw up with it. Some people are just in a lot of pain, but it eventually goes down. In my case, it was severe. I threw up everything I ate for 43 days with no explanation either. Because the test you have to do to get diagnosed with gastroparesis involves you eating and holding food down. So when you don't hold food down, you can't get the proper testing. Make that make sense. But they're not working on any new testing for it. Oh no, they're not going to make it easier for us to get diagnosed and get the help we need. Another topic. Okay, what's POTS? Postural Orthostatic Tachycardia Syndrome. So, tachycardia, you know what that means, right? High heart rate. So when you stand up, your heart rate skyrockets. For me, it usually jumps from about 80 beats per minute to like 130, 135. It makes people dizzy. Sometimes it can even make them throw up and nauseous. It makes people pass out, black out. It messes just with your whole body. Because when you feel, blood, like when you feel like passing out and you're dizzy and stuff, nothing wants to work right after that. For me, I get hot flashes, I get cold flashes, and the medicine I'm on because of all of this has all of its own side effects, which are crazy. And no, I did not expect that video to blow up. All of my other posts before that one had like 10 likes, and it was just my best friends. Literally posted that one, went to sleep, woke up, and was like 2 million views. I was like, what? But yeah. Any other questions, please let me know. A lot of people had questions about where I was getting this information from. I will try to link those articles down below about how COVID is causing gastroparesis in POTS and young girls. And it's because, so COVID is caused the paralyzation of the stomach is because the vagus nerve quits working, and postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, your vasovagal nerve isn't working right. So both of those have to do with your nerves, and COVID is known to cause damage to nerves, especially if you have some sort of underlying health condition already, like eczema or psoriasis or an autoimmune disease like rheumatoid arthritis, stuff like that. Because then, your body's already weaker because it's trying to fight off that already. Like my body, I have eczema. It's always trying to fight off eczema, so it makes my immune system weaker because that's just one more thing it's having to fight every day. And so it makes me more susceptible to getting damage. And that's something a lot of people don't realize when they're like, there's no way you have 2 or 3 chronic illnesses. Actually, there is a way, because usually they run together. I think my body was so busy trying to counteract my POTS and trying to fix my eczema that when my nerve in my stomach quit working, it was just like, oh, that was loud. Can't help you there, sis. Fix it yourself. But yeah, there's currently no cure for POTS or gastroparesis. They'll just throw, different medicines at you that don't even work half the time. And then you get your own side effects from those, and it makes you sicker and worse, and then you're just like a zombie walking around. But yeah, that's like all the help we have right now. But as I said, those articles will be linked down below. I might even try to post a couple clips if I can figure out how to do that. Okay, this person asked what were my initial POTS symptoms that made me suspicious. So, this is a story in itself, but originally I started blacking out every time I stood up. I was feeling horrible. Cold flashes, hot flashes, nausea after I showered. Every time I stood up, it was like the world was going black. And so I brought it up to my first doctor, and she's like, that's normal. Every girl does that. And laughed at me. I said, okay. 14-year-old me. Okay. I'm not gonna question a doctor a year later, and I was seeing a different doctor, and I brought it up to her, and she was like, blacking out every time you stand up? My best friend does that, and she has POTS. So let me send you to a cardiologist real quick, and let's get you checked out. And turned out, at the age of 15, I got diagnosed with POTS, and here I am at the age of almost 18. And I still have it, but it's more manageable as I've gotten older. This person said that their doctor wants to just leave their symptoms at IBS and not get them treated for gastroparesis. So we know every time we get a scan done or a test done, it costs more and more money unless you have like Sooner Care or really good insurance like that. So if you're fine with just having IBS, then okay, you can leave it be. But if you're having more symptoms than just IBS and you need it to stop, push for the testing. Push for the testing. They wanted to just rip my gallbladder out, and my dad was like, let's look a little more into it, because my gallbladder was functioning at 70%. My gallbladder was not the problem. So if we wouldn't have pushed for more testing, I'd still be having issues just without a gallbladder. An organ, it's there for a reason. I don't care if we can take it out, that doesn't mean that we should. Okay, on to this. I had about 1,000,001 people in my comment section telling me that these issues didn't come from COVID. Y'all know what they came from instead, according to my comment warriors? The COVID vaccine. Guess who never had the COVID vaccine? And not like, just because, okay. I never had the COVID vaccine just because I live in an extremely rural area. Like, there's literally gonna be 26 kids in my graduating class. Okay. And I already had eczema, and I've always had migraines and stuff like that as a kid. So they're like, you know what? We're just gonna wait and see how it's affecting people with eczema and with migraines and stuff like that first. And that was only like, I was a 7th grader when the pandemic happened. So my parents were like, let's just wait. So no, for me it wasn't from the vaccine. It was from COVID itself, because I never had bad health issues until after I got COVID. And then I suddenly got POTS, and then 2 years later, gastroparesis. Gastroparesis, it literally hit me out of nowhere. Like, I was perfectly fine, went on vacation skiing, got back home literally a week later on my sister's birthday, and started throwing up. Girl, you got the stomach bug, right? That's what my doctors told me. You got the stomach bug, lasted longer. It's just food poisoning. Lasted longer, and the pain was getting so intense I was blacking out. And they were like, we actually don't know what this is. We have no idea. And then I finally got diagnosed, and everybody's like, oh, so you have gastroparesis, so that means you have diabetes. Nope. Fun fact, you can have gastroparesis and not have diabetes. It's called, I'm gonna pronounce this wrong, but idiopathic gastroparesis. It just means you randomly get it and they don't know why. It's unexplainable. But yeah, my doctors are wonderful, and they're doing everything they can to help me find treatments, because again, there is no cure, but there is little treatments, and they're doing everything they can to help me. They're truly wonderful. But yeah, any more questions other than those, leave them down below. I'll make another video answering them. Or if y'all want, like, kind of what I eat in a day, the stuff I do, like drink and eat to kind of help with gastroparesis and POTS, let me know and I'll make that video too.